I want to ask you a deep question, and this question is uncomfortable. What if your biggest struggle in life did not start with you? It starts with the people that raised you. Let's talk about it. Let me break it down for you to understand. Today, we are going into a deep conversation that Nigerians don't like to have out loud, but we all feel it inside our chest. Are we fighting generational curses or just repeating generational habits?
I'm Dsoftliving, and this is the Real Talk.
Welcome back to Dsoftliving. In this channel, we talk about real life, real talk, how to elevate our life and become a better person. We don't want to look like what we went through, what happened to us. Either we are from poor background, like me, I'm from a poverty home, but we don't want that to define us. We want to redefine our own destiny. And if this is your first time here, please make sure that you like this video, you comment, and share this video with loved ones. I'm going to tell you this: sit with us today, because this is not a blame video. This is not a parent are wicked video. This is not even deliverance talk. This is a mirror, soft, honest, emotional mirror for you and for me, for anyone who grew up in Nigerian home where survival was the priority and emotional stability was optional. So breathe, relax, let's have this conversation. Growing up in Nigeria, we hear things like your father's side has a curse. There is something following your mother's family. This is spiritual. You have spiritual problem. There is something that your forefathers have done. All of these things, we have heard it. And now hold on. Let me tell you something honestly. Most of what we call generational causes is actually generational behavior that keeps repeating itself, because nobody stops it. Nobody is brave enough to tell that man that you should stop this bad habit that you have. Nobody is telling that woman, don't do this. What you are doing is bad for your upcoming generation. Let me explain with a simple story before you stone me. I don't want wahala. I'm just passing a message. A woman once told me that in her family, all the men that marry her sister cheat. And she swore that it was a curse, that is not ordinary. Until she realized something, that every woman in her family, they taught them to endure disrespect. They taught them to shrink themselves before a man, to fear starting over, because if you leave your husband, you're not coming back to your father's house. And she told me that they are taught to never question a man. She realized that this is a cycle that must come to an end. Let me give you another example of what happened to my male friend. He told me all these stories and I was crying. Let me share it with you. He said that every first son in his family is financially useless. He now said that when you look closely at their family, you will see that the first son grew up carrying the entire family from the age of 12. He said that his brother has so much responsibility, bigger than his age, and he became angry, overwhelmed, and disconnect himself from that family. I told him that what happened is that all this thing is not a cause. It's not that anybody is doing your brother to leave you people alone. It's not a cause. It's the pressure that has been passed down onto him. A cause is spiritual. A habit is behavioral. Yet both can destroy you, but habits you can change. And that is why this video is very important, and you need to watch it to the end. Allow me to take you into a quiet Nigerian street, inside a normal house with a normal family, where everything looks fine from outside, but inside things are shaping destinies. This is about a girl called Ada. On the outside, Christian family, good morals, stable home, but inside she grew up learning emotional silence. The only time that her father talked to her is when he's angry, or when she make a mistake and is like shouting at her, or ready to, I don't want to say it, like all those things. And her mother love her so much, but she cannot even express it. She does not even know how to express her love for her own daughter. Nobody hugged anybody, nobody apologized, nobody communicated. So she grew up emotionally independent, and the people that she trusted and think that they're gonna help her and save her, they betray her. This is not because that is what she wants, but because she had no choice. She has nobody to rely on. Now as an adult, she struggled to ask for help. She struggled to believe she deserves softness. She attracts emotionally unavailable partners because that chaos feels familiar to her, and that is a curse. If you ask me, this is not a curse. For somebody that grew up in troublesome household to start attracting the same thing that happened to her, it's not a curse. It is a learned emotional pattern. I know all these things are emotional, but for the past since the beginning of this year, anytime I'm going to school, I start having conversation with somebody in the bus with me. I've had conversation with bus driver, I've had conversation with Uber driver, I've had conversation with a lot of people, so that I can understand the way they reason life. And a lot is going on. There is this person that told me that in her family they don't talk about money, and the time that they talk about money is always money is hard, there is no money. Anything that she asks for, even if it is no money. And anytime that she share her dreams, I want to become this, I want to become that, they will just tell her, you know the way this family is, you should be the one working to help your parents. And they will tell her that don't take risk. And she told me that she grew up fearing money. Even when she finally gets it now, a little bit to go back to school, to support herself, she's still struggling from all those things and all the pressure her parents put on her, because every month she have to send money home so that her parents can eat and survive. That is the pressure of everyday Nigerian woman. If you have a parent that is always shouting at you or give you silent treatment, that is the language you learned, and before you know it, you start repeating it in your relationship. You repeat it at work, you repeat it with your own children. For a child that becomes third parent, I feel so much empathy for you, and I'm sending you so much love and hug. And I know that you feel guilty while you rest. You overhelp, you overgive, you attract people who drain you. These are not causes. These are environments that created repeated emotional habits. Like, nothing is wrong with you. It's just your environment that is draining your kindness. I want us to dig deeper. And if you have been watching this video from the beginning, I want you to drop a purple heart, because these are habits that silently follows family from generation to generation. Nigerians endure too much. We were raised by our parents who suffered war, poverty, oppression, and they now taught us that if you are suffering, we need to be patient because better days are coming. So we now start to be surviving. We stay in bad jobs. When a company is not treating us well, we stay there because we believe better days are coming. We stay in bad relationship. Can you imagine a man that you marry that raised his hand on you? Your parent is advising you to stay in that kind of marriage because better days are coming. We stay in bad environments because better days are coming. And our parents, they make pain feels like normal. They are like, oh, you're suffering, it's normal thing. Another person is suffering more than you. Like, why are we like that? I'm not going to settle for pain, and I'm not going to settle for suffering. I'm not a product of suffer. If my parents have suffered, they suffer. Me, I'm not going to take injustice, and I don't want you to take injustice too. Another thing with African parents is fear. They like to use fear. They use fear like seasoning. When you cook food and you are putting maggi inside your food, that is the way African parents like to use fear. Don't try this, you will fail. Be careful of success. Success attracts enemies. Now you grow up scared of dreaming, scared of being yourself. I want to give you a task. Ask your parents, what is their love language? They are not going to know it. So many parents, they don't know what is love language. Their love language is giving you food and paying your school fees. I have never go hungry in my mother's house. My mother stay with my father. They stay in the same house, but my mother, she will do anything for us to eat. She will go farming, we'll go farming together. So now some people, they struggle with these things because their parents did not show them love in other ways. They think that is how they should treat their own children. They struggle to show how they feel and shut down when people get close, and they confuse love with anxiety. Some people grew up in households where peace was suspicious. So now when life is calm, your brain creates wahala, disturb. You can't enjoy softness because you don't trust anybody. You saw your parents spend everything when money entered the house, either into your father account or your mother account. They spend everything on nonsense because they were tired of suffering. They don't even know what to buy. As long as money entered their account, they spend it on anything. So now you start doing the same. Your parents have said this to you. Maybe your father, look at your mates, see your cousin, you are almost 30 and you have nothing. And all these things, they become insecurity passed down with inheritance. And when you now have another child, you might start doing the same thing to that child. If you see a Christian household in Nigeria that go to therapy, please tell me. Tell me I'm a liar. Because I don't even think my parents know what is therapy. I don't think they know, because most times when I try to express myself to my dad, he will give me silent treatment. And when I try to express myself to my mother will tell me I should be grateful for the life I have. And I have nothing. I just want to have conversation. So there is no therapy in African home. Instead of therapy, we are going to pray. We are going to Mountain Zion. We are going to any mountain. We are going to prophets, pastors, and all those things. Instead of reflection, they want prophecy. Instead of accountability, they will say it's village people. So many people are praying about a problem that they should sit down, right, and be like, what is my problem? What is happening to me? Ask yourself. You need to understand patterns. This is where you check yourself. A cause feels supernatural. A habit feels natural. Ask yourself, why do I react like this every time? Why do I attract the same people? Why do I attract the same people like my father that I want to forget? Why do I attract the same people that act like my mom that I don't want to ever remember? You need to start asking yourself these questions. Why does money slip away from me? Why is it that when I earn a lot of money, before you know it, all the money is gone? These are questions you need to ask yourself. And why do I avoid love? When people show me love, I run away from them. But I chase people that don't love me? Ask yourself these questions. You ask yourself these questions every day. Why do I avoid love? Why do I feel left behind? Why am I always angry? Why do I feel like I'm settling for less? Why do I repeat patterns? Sometimes I feel like these answers are inside of you, not in the village. You just have to search within you and listen to yourself. If you want to break the patterns, for me, the number one, I've been trying to name what I'm going through and my personal journey. And number two, I've been relearning a lot of things. Instead of me to be pretending that it's not that I'm pretending I have nothing. I'm not rich, but I have attires like clothes. My sister sew clothes for me and other things, and I have clothes that I bought. I love fashion, and because I don't want people to see me and perceive me proud, I don't wear those clothes. So this semester in my school, I started wearing the clothes I've bought for years. Yeah, so I've started relearning. And apart from the clothes, I've started re-educating myself. If I make mistake, I'll say I make mistake. Theory is environment. The first thing I did when I was leveling up is change my environment. I changed everything, because you cannot heal in the same energy that broke you. And another thing you need to have, which is number 4, is boundaries. Love people, but protect your mind. I love people so much, but I'm not going to hurt myself. I've hurt myself in the past for people. I was going somewhere and I surrendered my transport to another person. That's the craziest thing I've ever. I'm just a giver. Number 5, self-reflection. Ask weekly, what am I repeating that I should stop? You need to be conversing with yourself. Have conversation with yourself and journal. All of us, we are pretending that all these things is not happening in Nigeria. And the people that are saying all this thing is happening now, it has been happening decades ago. Let's talk about a girl who thinks suffering is proof of loyalty to their man. And these two people, they will give birth to a son who believes success is dangerous. Create a woman who fears happiness because she never saw it last. And this is how we see fathers who can't show love because they never had any. They don't even know how to show it. These are not cause. These are inherited emotional maps. Because my father treats me like this, I'm going to treat my children like this. Because my father was not there for me, I'm going to make sure that my children suffer. And because a woman was trained to be submissive and all these things, like a slave to her husband, she started training her daughter to be like that, so that she can. I don't even understand. I won't lie, spiritual patterns exist. Some families genuinely fight spiritual battles. But here's the truth. 90% of the patterns in Nigerian homes are behavioral, not spiritual. And even spiritual issues require behavioral change to break it. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You are not your parents. You are not your childhood. You are not the trauma you inherited. You are not the mistake they made. You are your own person. This is your generation to break the cycle. Your children should not go through what you survived. Look at your life. Look at your patterns. Look at your reactions. Look at your choices. And I want you to ask yourself, is this a generational cause or a generational habit? because the moment you name it, you begin to break it. Comment below what pattern you're breaking this year. I want you to share this video so that another person can start healing, and subscribe. Don't forget to do that because this series will change your life. Welcome to the Soft Living, where we build good life. We build a new generation, and all we have is real talk, real conversation that will change our life for good. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I love you.